course of music. But it has to be said, we opened with what is probably one of the greatest groups that Britain has ever produced, The Who. And I'm delighted to say that we have here Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend with us right now. Let's hear it for them. It's a great joy to have you here. You seem to be having mic'd up. It's a side of show business. The general public doesn't usually see the artist being mic'd up, but on this show, I feel as though it's perfectly acceptable to see it.
Well, I try swinging it. So
no. But very nice, because last time we were going to be on not long ago, and you had a bad throat, which was we had a big card for
I
you.
didn't have a good enough throat.
No, and his voice is sounding beautiful now, fully recovered. Now I want to go
beautiful.
Right. Would you say beautiful? Yes. How would you describe your singing partner's voice?
And a
Beautiful sandpaper.
When did you first meet one another? Let's go back in time through the time tunnel there.
School.
Yeah, at school. And Pete was in 1 year younger than me. But I remember,
that's right.
you know, because I'd stopped being a fag, as they used to call us in those days. First year at school, at high school, and so it was the first year I wasn't a junior in the school, and I noticed Pete from the first day because I thought he stands out in the crowd, and John, I can still remember them.
But all that
coming through the gate.
And John and I were in a little traditional jazz band together, you know, playing proper New Orleans music. And a bit of Hank Marvin and Shadows on the side, and then John went to play bass with Roger in his band, and then I joined, and then Roger started to do vocals. I took over lead guitar.
And what was your band playing? So you were playing New Orleans music.
We were playing anything that would earn us a bit of extra money.
Yeah.
You know, whatever's in the
musical
charts.
furs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and to kind of part of the encouragement of getting John to join was lying to him and saying we were earning when we actually wasn't. And we actually did some. I bought a trombone and we did a few jazz numbers. And John used to play trumpet.
No, we did earn money. But I remember the guy that was headed up my art school course came to see me one day and he said, you know, you're good at this graphics design. Why don't you work harder? And I said, well, because I'm knackered. And he said, why are you knackered? I said, because this band I'm in does like 4 or 5 shows a week. And we were only making like 12, 15 quid a night, but we were taking home enough money to, you know, to buy gear and to buy gear. And,
a gear buying.
In my case, buy gear. And he said to me, so how much you make? And I said, you know, that week had been particularly good. We'd done a Jewish wedding and the guy had given us 200 quid.
Nice.
And I said, well, this week I took home 30 quid. He said, Pete, that's more than I make.
So that was it, that was
That
a signal.
was kind of it, yeah. And he was the head of a big ad agency.
And now this was the High Numbers. Is that the group?
No, we were called the Detours.
Detours.
After a Dwayne Eddy song.
And when did you become the High Numbers?
We got a manager who was a marketing man, and you know, marketing, they know it all. Changed. With the Detours, we became the Who because we got fed up with the Detours, and there was an American band called the Detours, so we changed it to the Who, and then we got this manager who was a marketing man. And he said that Who is a terrible name. We changed it to the High Numbers.
Then we got some more managers that didn't like the High Numbers, changed it back to the Who.
I was going to say, what happened to that marketing man? The Who
Well,
was a terrible name.
He wasn't just
nobody remembered that.
This was the legendary Peter Meaden, who was much more than a marketing man. He was an amazing man. And because with my art school stuff, I always knew that colour and image, and my friend Barney was very much a part of this as well. Barney came up with the name The Who. We were very into image, trying to make sure that we look right, so the pop art stuff that came into it, all of that stuff, and the mod thing in particular came from Peter Meaden. Our audience were entirely mod. Peter Meaden taught us how, and I use this expression a lot these days, it's a bit pretentious, but then that's moi. Mirroring.
What's
you know,
mirroring?
Well, you have an audience in front of you and you don't do anything, you just do what they do. So if they're kind of going like that, you go like that, and they think you've made it up. They made it up. You just copy it. You get the credit.
Employ. I'll have to try that in here. What are they doing? Well, they're just sort of looking. Like, hello? Yeah. So we've got a bit of footage, actually, of the High Numbers. We're going to. So we just before, or maybe after, post footage
mirroring.
Of mirroring, yes. Yeah. So let's have a look. Add a bit of mirroring. High Numbers mirroring right here.
Everybody, yeah, goes my
Fantastic. That is a bit of mirroring, a bit of twisting. I've never heard that, you doing that before. That is really great, isn't it?
It's a great
And
song.
it's on this DVD, which actually is
Such a great song, Martha and
that's
Vandellas. It's one of the favourite songs of mine from the Tamla era. And the other was Baby Don't You Do It by Marvin Gaye. There's some of the tracks that came out of the Tamla early stuff that we used to hear in those days. You know, we were listening to a bit of R&B and we just come out of jazz and trad and the kind of white boy pop of the time, like, you know, great stuff. Everly Brothers, Elvis, Bill Haley, Del Shannon, Dion, that kind of stuff. But when you heard some of those early Tamla tracks, it was like, oh my God, this is magical, because they were so beautifully recorded as well.
I love the front room setting of the Railway Hotel. I've
That's right. Mum's curtains.
Yes, Mum's curtains with a bit of Nan's doilies behind as well.
It, yeah.
Oh, it got me thirsty. I wanted to go in there. I wanted to be in there, having a drink in the warm and nice electric fire. But now, also, I think you rather invented as well. You invented a lot of things, but one of them was the album where they had a theme, like Tommy and Quadrophenia. The concept, yeah, because they hadn't really. I remember Chris Difford gave them to me. He said, "You've got to listen to this as well." But they hadn't. Nobody had really done that before.
He was a man of very poor taste.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
well, he had a good reputation. But nobody had done that before. I mean, where did you get the notion to start doing that sort of thing?
Some of it came from our manager Kit Lambert, who was the son of Constant Lambert, who started the Royal Opera and was the director of the Royal Ballet, the orchestra of the Royal Ballet at Covent Garden. And
he used to say that, you know, rock can be much more than just a 3-minute single.
he he was.
Expand
you know, I
it,
grew
expand
up.
But that's now the other thing is it's the Endless Wire, which is your record, which you've just put out. It's the first record, 24 years, I think. I mean, you know, and also this is the first time.
You swallowed that.
Yes, exactly.
For years?
But it's the first time I think we've checked out records that you've been in the BBC since 1980.
Well, we were banned.
Were you banned?
We actually did, yeah.
Why?
I think, I don't know, Keith Moon was trying to knock Tony Blackburn's wig off. By throwing drumsticks at him or something terrible. And they just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, well, needless to say, I have intervened with televisions upstairs, personally, and insisted that you be allowed back on.
Thank you.
What will you be doing for us next? What's the next number you're going to be doing for us?
We can also stay on Holiday Inns now, can't we?
Yeah, we can go back to Holiday Inns. We're going to do something that was off the new album, and it kind of reflects where we are today. Very much just Pete on guitar, me singing, which are our functions.
And it's a song from a music theatre piece.
It is a song from a musical.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Best musicals in the world, the Who musicals, if you ask me.
Thank you.
If anybody was asking me, they're not, so I won't say anything, but if they were to. Anyway, and also, if you need any problems with the Holiday Inns or anywhere, just let me know and I'll sort that out as well. We're very delighted to have had Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey, the Who, ladies and gentlemen. And now, we gently and seamlessly